Hokage hundreds of millions of rewards. Chapter 401-420. Chapter 401 _ Take the initiative. God forbidden eyes. Shiyu, that sage art scroll, did you make it? NT hide Shikamaru's question. Also, there is no need for him to hide it. Because even if he doesn't say it, Kakashi and others will say it. Yes. Shiyu affirmed, and then said, is there any problem? Hearing this, Shikamaru and the others fell into deep shock. Although they had made preparations in advance, it was still difficult to hide their excitement after being confirmed in person. Kakashi and Yamato, they just know there are sage art scrolls. Exists, but I have never seen its magic and power with my own eyes. And Shikamaru, Asuma, Gangzitai and Kamizuki Izumo saw it with their own eyes, and the scene a few days ago is still vivid in my mind. They never imagined that this heaven-defying thing was really done by Shiyu. Shiyu. Since this sage art scroll is what you did, it means that you have learned sage art. Hearing Shikamaru's words, Shiyu was also slightly taken aback. He didn't expect Shikamaru to know about open black lens bracket sage art close black lens bracket, so he could not help but ask. Oh, you actually know about open black lens bracket sage art close black lens bracket. Shiyu's question was a rhetorical question, but at the same time he answered Shikamaru's question. For Shiyu's doubts, Shikamaru also simply combined the same day. The words were repeated. You learned the truth of the matter, Asuma's voice sounded slowly. Shiyu, thanks to your open black lens bracket sage art scroll close black lens bracket this time. Otherwise, my life would have been explained long ago. Yes. Shikamaru, Gangzitai and Kamizuki Izumo also echoed one after another, expressing their gratitude. Open black lens bracket sage art scroll close black lens bracket. It must be extremely difficult to make such a thing that defies the sky. After a few courtesies, Shiyu also asked Shikamaru about one thing, why the sage art scroll still exists on his body. Shikamaru naturally told the truth. After knowing what happened, Shiyu felt a bit of surprise in his heart. What he didn't expect was that a person as thoughtful as Shikamaru would forget that sage art scroll. Life-saving thing at such a critical moment. They say, love. It will mess up a person's heart. This sentence is true. Or, Shikamaru does not believe in sage art scroll, subconsciously. It has such a miraculous effect. So, I didn't take it to heart. The kind that caused Asuma's serious injury. In desperation, he didn't think of sage art scroll for a while. It is too unbelievable to be able to save one's life with one breath. Of course, this was before he had truly seen Shiyu's strength. Furthermore, in case sage art scroll is useless and delays the best time to seek treatment, then it will not be worth the loss. After some exchanges, Shiyu also went straight to the topic. How about it? Have you found the undead duo? Not yet. Shikamaru responded, and then said, however, we have found some clues. If you're lucky, you'll find them soon. Shiyu, who heard the words, also estimated the time. Today is the 6th day since Hidan and Zhao Kei left. Counting the time, they have almost finished sealing the 3 tails. It is estimated that it will not be long before the 2 of them will show up. But Shiyu never likes to be passive, he likes to be active. Instead of waiting for Hidan and Kokuku to reveal their traces, it's better for them to come to the door now, and maybe they can disrupt their sealing work. Thinking of this, Shiyu also said, if the 2 of them are within 1,000 miles of us, I have a way to find them. When Shiyu said these words, everyone's faces showed strange expressions. Not to mention that Shikamaru's 4 people were extremely surprised. Even Naruto and Kaka who came with Shiyu were shocked. Not for anything else, just because this sentence is too shocking. They can find out what kind of perceptive power this is within 1,000 miles. They don't know. They do-and know. In addition to having the special eye pupil open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket, Shiyu also has a super perceptual ninjutsu, open black lens bracket God Forbidden Eyes. This ninjutsu is a ninjutsu that Tokyo upgraded from Uzumaki Karen's Kagura Heart Eye combined with natural energy. Originally, this technique was able to perceive chakra anomalies in a 1,000-mile range. If you are familiar with each other's chakra, you can accurately perceive his detailed location, number and movement, etc. And God Forbidden Heart Eye can see beyond it. The reason why Shiyu only said, within 1,000 miles. That's because I don't want Kakashi and Shikamaru to be too shocked. Chapter 402_Instant Lock. Verify true and false. Just when everyone was in doubt, Shiyu had already opened the God Forbidden Mind. With the eye of the heart turned on, everything around was clearly reflected in Shiyu's mind. This state is the same as the spiritual power of the fantasy world. As Shiyu's chakra spreads out in all directions with himself as the center, he can perceive more and more things. However, this is also a drawback. That is, as the distance increases, the picture in my mind will slowly begin to blur. However, as long as the output of chakra is increased, this problem can be solved. But this affects the speed of perception, which has advantages and disadvantages. Although chakra is nothing to Tokyo, he is now pursuing speed. As long as he perceives strong chakra fluctuations, he can instantly lock a position for further confirmation. If he's at an angle or walking normally, he may not be able to capture their positions in a short time. But at the moment, the two of them are still in the magic body of ninjutsu that continuously transmits chakra. As long as he grasps this point, Shiyu can accurately lock the position of the two of them. At the same time, Shikamaru and the others also came back to their senses. When they were about to confirm to Shiyu the authenticity of what he just said, Shiyu was the first to speak. Found it. The three simple words made Kakashi and Shikamaru 7 people instantly dumbfounded. Originally, they wanted to confirm it, but what they didn't expect was that before the words were spoken, Shiyu found someone. If these words were spit out from the mouths of other people, Shikamaru and the others might not believe it. But unfortunately, this person is Shiyu, and this boy who is only 16 years old makes it difficult for them to have doubts. Especially the powerful Naruto, Kakashi and Yamato who know Akatsuki Tokiha. Even Sage Mode can create pervert guys, although this is surprising, but that's all. At this moment, everyone looked at Shiyu dully. Apart from Naruto, he was the only one who was normal. Because he think too much like Kakashi and Shikamaru, in his eyes, the arrogance is over. Also therefore, the first to break the silence was none other than Naruto. Shiyu, you found it. Shiyu nodded, then said, the enemy is 453 miles to the northeast, which is 226 meters. When Shiyu said this, everyone was shocked again. Not for other reasons, just because the data reported by Shiyu is also accurate. But that's not the point. The point is that the undying duo was still more than 20,000 meters away from them, but Shiyu was able to lock them in an instant. So, at this moment, Shikamaru and the others have some doubts in their hearts. They know that Shiyu is very strong and powerful, but if it is really as Shiyu said, then it would be too pervert. It can be accurate to such a long distance. Even open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket may not be able to do it. Of course, ordinary open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket is absolutely impossible. But if open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket after open black lens bracket clear eye close black lens bracket, or open black lens bracket Tensagen close black lens bracket, then not necessarily. Every evolution of open black lens bracket Byakugan close black lens bracket will increase his abilities to a certain extent. This is somewhat similar to Blood Wheel Eye, which is why the normal Blood Wheel Eye's demonic illusion is weaker than Mangekyo Blood Wheel Eye. Seen that this God-forbidden mind eye is far superior to Byakugan and Sharingan in terms of perception. This Kakashi couldn't help but ask a question. Shiyu, I really found it. It's true or false, go and see if you don't know. Hearing Tokiyu's confident words, Kakashi and the others' only doubts were left behind. This point is the last suspense, and it will only disappear completely when they see it with their own eyes. Immediately after, crowd left with Shiyu and disappeared into the dense jungle in the northeast. Chapter 403-6 Rhino. Goodbye the undead duo. When Takiwa led the crowd to find Hidan and the angle, the seal of the two tails had been completed somewhere in the Omegakure village thousands of miles away. As open black lens bracket neo isofu close black lens bracket disappeared completely in front of your eyes, open black lens bracket pane close black lens bracket, S voice also sounded slowly. The seal of the three tails has also been completed, and now there are only 3 left. The so-called 3. It refers to the remaining 3-tailed beasts, namely, 6-tailed rhinoceros, 8 tails, and Kyubi, 9 tails. Disband. As the words of open black lens bracket pane close black lens bracket fell, Hidan was the first to speak. Finally done. Wen Yan, Zhao, they all responded immediately. Let's go to Konoha, Hidan. From the latter's tone, it is not difficult to hear that he is still obsessed with Asuma's bounty. However, when I heard the conversation with Hidan, Deidara on the side gave a reminder. Angle, both, Hidan. If you two are going to Konoha, I have a piece of advice for you. There is a Jinchuriki column force named Uzumaki Naruto. You must be careful when you encounter him. The reason why Deidara said this is obviously because Naruto's tailed beast status was very embarrassing when they fought last time. In the end, he had to rely on a clay clone to escape successfully, otherwise, his little life would have to be explained there. However, he didn't know that it was Shiyu who had no idea about him that time. If not, how could he have a chance to stand here at the moment? However, he was completely ignorant of this, and thought that he had escaped the disaster by virtue of his own wit. Hearing Deidara's words, Hidan immediately sneered. Hey. You think we are you, Deidara, you corner, the hairy boy who just got his hands on it. Deidara is called, the Blasting Kid. Open black lens bracket Iwagakure village 3 generations of Hokage close black lens bracket disciple. His age is indeed the youngest in the Akatsuki organization. He is naturally unhappy about Hidan's sneer and unruly personality. However, before Deidara would respond, the corners on the side revealed Hidan's shortcomings. That's better than someone having their head chopped off. Heard. Hidan was instantly unhappy. Hey. Zhao, who are you with? Word of mouth disputes. I don't have any interest at all, said lightly. Okay, let's go. Voice fell, and the phantom of Zhao disappeared in place. See you. Hidan could only snort coldly and then disappeared. As the two left, the other phantoms in the cave also dissipated one after another. The phantom with blood wheel eyes couldn't help but glanced at the corner before disappearing. Where both and Hidan disappeared, Uchiha Itachi seemed to be thinking about something in the blood-colored eyes. No one knew what he was thinking. He was there open black lens bracket Akatsuki close black lens bracket the second man in the organization that makes open black lens bracket pane close black lens bracket jealous. He has one thing in common with the first one. That is, both of them have open black lens bracket Sharingan close black lens bracket. Needless to say, the first person is open black lens bracket Obito close black lens bracket. In Hidan, Kaku, after the phantom of both of them disappeared in open black lens bracket Omegakure village close black lens bracket. In a forest somewhere in the land of fire, thousands of miles away, 2 pairs of eyes suddenly opened. At this time, the two stood up from the huge rock. One of them had a big back, and the man with a scythe moved his muscles and bones. It's been a stalemate for 6 days, and now it's finally time to make a scene. It's not someone else who speaks, it's the immortal body. Hidan. After muttering to himself, Hidan looked to the side corner. Said, Let's go to the bounty exchange. However, the response he got was an insult. Are you an idiot? Bastard, what did you say? You say it again. Hidan between the words was very unhappy, and Zhao, both patiently explained. Our ultimate goal is that Jinchuriki column force. Why should we go back to the exchange that may have been set up in an ambush? So, let's go the other way to Konoha. Hidan, who heard the words, was stunned for a moment, and then said, that's what he said. However, just as the two were about to leave, a strange voice suddenly rang in their ears. No need to go, we're already here. Chapter 404-Immortal. Cursed Body. No need to go, we're already here. Hearing this, both Hidan and Kokaku, two's expressions were stagnant. Just when they were still, the owner of the doubtful voice, a figure suddenly appeared in front of them. It was none other than Shiyu. Seeing this, Hidan opened his mouth to question. Little devil, who are you? As soon as Hidan's words fell, there were a few broken sounds from the front again. Shoo, 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 da, da, da. With the sound of footsteps falling, there were 7 more figures beside Shiyu. Needless to say, they are Kakashi and Shikamaru and others. Originally still, Hidan and Kaku, both, who were suspicious of Tokiha's identity, understood the moment they saw Shikamaru and the others appear. Who I thought was Konoha's. However, Hidan stopped abruptly in the middle of his words. Not for others, just because of the person standing beside Shiyu, a man with a beard. Hidan's eyes were fixed on the latter at this time, and there was a deep inconceivable in his eyes. In his opinion, Asuma should be dead. But the latter appeared in front of him intact now. Could it not surprise him? Not only Hidan, but even the corners on the side, also had strange expressions on their faces. He knew that the former's curse death by blood was very powerful, and before that, he had never seen anyone who could survive Hidan's trick. Now, this curse was beaten. But at this moment, it was not just Hidan on the other side and Kakashi and Shikamaru on Tokyu's side who were shocked. Previously, they had the last suspense about Shiyu's words, but the immortal duo in front of them. Undoubtedly the best proof. At this moment, they are more and more. Juyu is unfathomable. To be able to find the enemy's traces hundreds of miles away, this kind of tracking method is unheard of for them. But today, they saw it with their own eyes. Naruto, Kakashi and Yamato 3 are not bad, because they are basically used to it. But Asuma, Shikamaru, Gangzuti and Kamizuki Izumo are different. They only know that Shiyu is extremely talented, but they don't know that Shiyu has such an endless variety of methods. What came first? Sage Art Scroll. Exclamation mark. Now what is God's forbidden mind? Exclamation mark. Although they are all ninjutsu they have never heard of, they all have common features. That is, Ducheng is a complete mess. After some consternation, Hidan, who was staring at Asuma, screamed in surprise. How is it possible? How can you be alive? To Hidan's question, Asuma smiled. You can live, why can't I? That's because Lao Su has an immortal body. Hidan in his words is extremely proud, because this is one of the assets he can show off. Hidan's words fell, and before Asuma could respond again, Tokiyu's sneer sounded. Immortal body, hehe. Hidan's face became more intense when he heard the words, and he shouted immediately. Little devil, what are you laughing at? What immortal body? It's just a cursed body. When Tokiyu said this, Kakashi, Shikamaru and the others were puzzled. But Hidan's expression was stunned, as if he had been hiding a secret for many years and was known to Akatsuki. Chapter 405-Curse. Not dead. Cultism. What immortal body? It's just a cursed body. Hearing Shiyu's words, everyone was puzzled. Hidan was silent, only Naruto, the nerd, spoke first. Shiyu, what cursed body? Hearing this, everyone's eyes were locked on Shiyu. There immortal body, were very curious and wanted to find out what was going on. From what Shiyu said just now, they guessed that the latter might know the mystery or some related secrets. At this moment, not only Kakashi, Shikamaru and the others stared at Tokyo, but also Kakato and Hidan himself. Kokaku, Do thinks the same as Shikamaru and the others, he also knows Hidan's immortal body. Hidan himself, he wanted to confirm the truth of what Tokyo said. That was 2 years ago. Shiyu responded lightly, and then recalled, at that time, I and a few other companions were on a mission in the Land of Soup, and during the mission, we encountered a kind of undead. This kind of undead has no self-awareness and is a kind of walking dead. Hearing what Shiyu said, everyone sighed in surprise. Undead. That didn't make a sound was the horns, all with Hidan. Zhao, it's all because he doesn't like to talk, but despite this, there are still waves on his face. Because he still remembered that he, Itachi and Xiaonan recruited General Hidan in Tang Country Tang Hidden Village. If anyone cares about the most, it must be Hidan. Because no one knows the so-called immortality better than him. What the hell was going on? And when Shiyu mentioned the two key words Tang Jiguo and undead just now, he felt a little uneasy in his heart. Shikamaru was the first to ask after his head was spinning rapidly. Shiyu, does it have anything to do with the immortal body of an undead guy? Not bad. Shiyu nodded and continued. The information you sent back is fine. This guy claims to be from the evil god sect. When I was investigating the undead incident in Tang Jiguo, the final target was a local cult group. Weaving what they believe in is exactly the evil god that the former said. Because our mission at the time was not to investigate this matter, we just handed over the local cult organization and we didn't intervene in other parts of the country. Hearing Tokiyu's words, Kakashi also asked a question. Time Feather. Then what's going on with this immortal body? Is it really immortal? There is no immortality in this world. There are only 2 reasons for the so-called immortality. The first is that you are not strong enough. The second is that I don't know how. Shiyu's meaning is very simple. As long as you are strong enough, you can obliterate it with extremely powerful means. Impure world reincarnation that hangs the sky, it is said that it cannot be killed. But as long as your strength is strong enough, you can obliterate it with a powerful yin-yang escape. The second one is even simpler. Knowing the secret of this technique, just unravel it and you're done. Like when the Ninja World War, open black lens bracket Uchiha Madara close black lens bracket resolved open black lens bracket impure world reincarnation close black lens bracket by himself, or manipulated the caster to unlock it by himself. It was Itachi using open black lens bracket forbidden technique Izanami close black lens bracket to make Kabuto unwrap like that. But if you don't have any of these 2 methods, then you can only use the stupidest method. That is, seal. Because seal this method is only temporary, you can't seal it, and others can naturally unseal it. This is just like the reason why the 1st to 4th generations of Hokage who were sealed by ghosts were still resurrected by Orochimaru, and this is why Otsutsuki Kagaya, who had been sealed in Eternal for a long time, could be resurrected again. Therefore, this method is undoubtedly the stupidest. Only when people have no choice but to choose it. Hearing Shiyu's words, everyone was shocked. While everyone was worried, there was one person with a worried look. He is Hidan, because what Shiyu just said is true, his immortal body. Indeed with those undead related. But that's not the point. The point is that Shiyu seems to already know the immortal body. The secret. Chapter 406-Undead Spell. Evil God Messenger. The first is that you are not strong enough. The second is that I don't know how. Hearing Shiyu's 2 possibilities, Shikamaru and others all agreed. All things in the world are mutually reinforcing, and each other has cause and effect. Therefore, any problem in the world has a way to solve it, and nothing is unsolvable. If there is, it can only be said that you are not strong enough. Or your cognition has not yet reached that level. Nodding silently, Shikamaru asked again. Shiyu, what is the solution to the immortal body? As soon as Shikamaru said these words, before Shiyu could answer, Hidan, who was on the other side, spoke first. Don't waste your energy, even if that kid knows the secret of immortal body, what's the use? Here, you never try to kill me. Ha ha ha. Hidan, who had finished speaking, did not forget to laugh loudly, and the laughter was full of indulgence. Seeing this, Asuma asked curiously. Shiyu, what does that guy mean? Teacher Asuma, the reason this guy is so fearless is because the solution to immortal body doesn't belong to him. No longer where is that on him? Yamato asked curiously. On the person who planted the spell on him. Sowing a spell. Gangzati muttered, and then asked, Shiyu, you mean that the reason why this guy has an immortal body is because he was planted by that guy called Evil God with a curse? Shiyu nodded and explained. The undead I met in the country of soup was the kind of spell that was planted by humans, called undead spell. No matter what wounds the practitioners suffer, they will not die. Why is this? Kamizuki Izumo is puzzled. That's because they are no longer a living dead, but a soul imprisoned. 99% of the people who are planted with the undead spell will lose their minds because of their detention and become a walking dead. This is the undead I saw in Tang country. But there are the lucky ones who are 1%. They may be strong enough in their own will, or they may be blessed by God, so that they can maintain their sanity. And the so-called immortality spell actually imprisons a person's soul forever in his own body. Never dissipates. Although the pain can be felt, because the soul is not scattered, they will not die because of the fatal injury to the body. This technique is somewhat similar to Orochimaru's immortal reincarnation and impure world reincarnation created by second Hokage, both of which involved soul. Hearing this, Naruto couldn't help but interjected. Shiyu, you mean that the guy in front of you is one of the 1%? This time, my head turned quite fast. Being praised by Shiyu, Naruto also scratched his head and smiled. Hey. Shiyu smiled slightly and continued. So, if you want to crack this guy's immortal body, you have to find the person who planted the immortal spell on him. As Shiyu's words fell, everyone finally understood what happened to Hidan's immortal body. But at the same time, they will also face a huge problem. How can they kill Hidan in front of them? Even the corners, they can't help but glance at Hidan next to them, and have teamed up with the latter for so long. Hidan's mouth always says, Evil God. 2 words, but let never know this guy's immortal body. What's going on? If it wasn't for Shiyu today, he probably wouldn't know when he would know, or he would never know it for the rest of his life. Because of this kind of secret about his own life and death, who would easily reveal it to others? Like Kokaku, he himself has never told anyone the secret of ground resentment. Just as Kakashi, Shikamaru and others looked sad because of this, Hidan's laughter sounded again. I said it, even if you know my secret, it doesn't matter. As long as you can't find the evil god messenger, you will never be able to kill me, ha ha ha. Today, you will all feel the wrath from the evil god. The evil god messenger in Hidan's mouth is undoubtedly the one who planted the immortal spell for him, and also promotes the evil god religion of high-level figures. Other words, this evil god messenger. It's the manipulator behind the scenes. Next second, Shikamaru seemed to have thought of something, and immediately asked Tokyo. Shiyu, how did you deal with those undead? As soon as Shikamaru said this, he immediately attracted everyone's attention. Because Shiyu said earlier that he carried an evil god organization when he performed the mission in Tangjiguo. Then how did he deal with it at that time? Everyone is naturally quite curious about this. Fei Lu reminds you. Chapter 407 Imprison the Soul. The battle is on. Shiyu, how did you deal with those undead? For Shikamaru's question, Tokyu answered truthfully. Although we don't have the information on the master undead spell, we have worked out 3 plans by ourselves. Shiyu, which 4 are they? Naruto was the first to ask. The first type, seal. The second, cremation. The third type, corrosion. After a brief explanation, Shiyu continued. The first is to treat the symptoms but not the root cause, and the last 2 can fundamentally solve the problem. A mortal spell is to imprison a person's soul in one's body forever, and once the body is completely destroyed, the imprisoned soul will naturally be liberated. Hearing what Shiyu said, everyone was overjoyed. In this way, they have the solution to Hidan's immortal body. Hidan had already figured out a way to deal with Hidan before Shiyu came. That is, the corpse buried alive. This is the same as the seal, it is a temporary solution. Because people with immortality don't eat, drink, breathe, or die, they just rely on their soul. Just live. Of course, if no one is rescued for a long time, the body will slowly rot due to the influence of the natural environment. And the body is dead. However, this is a rather long process. Coupled with the reason why their bodies were cast with the immortal curse, this process would be prolonged. Therefore, this method is prone to variables. The simplest and most rude method is undoubtedly cremation, or erosion. So as to fundamentally solve the problem. Shikamaru, Kakashi and the others became happy when they heard Tokyu's method, but Hidan's eyes gradually darkened. Because they are cultists. Is to rely on these methods to deal with that. Some uncontrolled, undead. Well, because it's too complicated to remove the undead curse. If not for a special identity, evil god messenger. Definitely don't want to waste time. Just when everyone's expressions were different, Shiyu's voice sounded slowly. However, since that incident, I thought all 3 methods were too cumbersome, so I later came up with an easier method. Before Shikamaru and the others could ask, Hidan's shout interrupted their thoughts. Little devil, you are talking too much. As Hidan's voice fell, I saw his mouth twitched, and the bloody March scythe in his hand was about to be thrown. Next second, Hidan suddenly found that his body was out of control, and this feeling was the same as last time. Aware of this, he obviously realized something. I saw his eyes look down at his feet, and the result was exactly what he expected. Was a line-like shadow under his feet, and looking along this shadow, a figure came into his eyes. This figure is none other than Shikamaru. At this moment, Hidan's eyes were fixed on Shikamaru, and his eyes seemed to burst into flames. The same trick, he actually hit twice. That's why the latter spit out a vicious word. Little devil, you must die today. That's my idea too. Shikamaru drank lightly, then gestured to Asuma, and then controlled Hidan to move towards the corner. They all attacked away. Sensing Shikamaru's intention, Hidan also shouted. Jiao, do, dodge away. Seeing this, even if Hidan didn't make a sound to remind him, Jiao, all would still be out of the way. But in the next second, everyone was dumbfounded. Because Jiao, all stood motionless on the spot, letting Hidan's bloody March scythe fall on his body. Chapter 408 The Art of Hardening. Shadow Magic. Clang. With a metallic sound, the bloody March scythe in Hidan's hands came into intimate contact with Jiao's body. But the result was what Shikamaru had expected. Because the extremely sharp open black lens bracket bloody March scythe close black lens bracket did not cause any substantial damage to the horns, it sounded as if it was chopped on an extremely hard rock. For this strange phenomenon, at the scene, only 2 people saw the clue. That is Tokyu and Kakashi. Although Tokyu did not turn on Sharingan, he knew in advance that Kokaku, both masters have a body protection Doden Earth-style ninjutsu. Because the enemy he faced was a member of the Akatsuki organization, he naturally did not dare to slack off, and he pulled the forehead guard on his head early. This way, as long as the two of them have changed, he can detect it immediately. This is a habit that Kakashi has cultivated in battle over the years, and it is not only his strength that makes him so remarkable, his brain is naturally much more useful than the average person. Seeing this scene, Naruto was shocked. How could this be? Sure enough, as the senior said, this fellow master has a technique that can harden the body. Shikamaru replied. Last time, Similarity and Competence and Yancheng Aoba used the Spell of Thousand Crows and Transformation to give Zhao a blow that they were caught off guard. The same black knives clearly slashed across the corner. Chu's cheeks, there was blood gushing out in the first second, but the next second it was difficult to make an inch. The same thing is enough to tell everyone this information. At that time, Shikamaru analyzed the corner. It is possible that the master has some kind of ninjutsu that instantly hardens the body. Hearing Shikamaru's words, Zhao, also indifferently, "Little devil, your analysis is good. Under my ninjutsu defense, no physical attack can hurt me. However, I seem to underestimate. Little devil." Corner. Shikamaru was a little puzzled by the last sentence. Just when Shikamaru hadn't figured out what the corner was referring to, the latter gave him the answer directly. "I didn't expect you to be able to control me and Hidan at the same time." Simultaneous control. Shikamaru muttered, his expression suddenly stagnant. The reason why he showed this expression is because he has no control angle at all. The strength Shikamaru knows how to control a Hidan with his power is already barely enough. How can there be room to control a stronger horn? Seeing Shikamaru's expression like that, Su's brows also wrinkled. Can't move his body right now. As far as he knows, he must have been hit by Shikamaru's shadow imitation technique. But now the latter's expression is saying that there is someone else who controls him. Could this make him stunned? That's why he couldn't help thinking. Is there anyone else who can do that? He thought of this. Zhao's eyes immediately fell on his feet. In addition to himself, there is another person's eyes locked on the shadow under his feet. He is none other than Shikamaru. Sure enough. Kokaku, the shadows do blend into other shadows, and the appearance is the same as Hidan's art. At this point, the two of them have confirmed the fact that the technique has been hit. But at the same time, they are all wondering, who actually uses this shadow imitation technique, especially Shikamaru, to know this shadow secret technique. Is the family ninjutsu of their Nara clan. Unanimous consent of their clan leaders, otherwise, this technique would not have been easily spread. Who is this person? Akatsuki will be revealed in the next second. 3 things to read. Chapter 409 The Nara Clan. Doten, Earth-style, Nemesis. With the corners, Tsutomu and Shikamaru's eyes followed the shadow of the line, and a figure came into their eyes. That moment, the expressions of both of them were stagnant. Especially Shikamaru. Because of this shadow secret technique. The mystery of their Nara clan, it's almost impossible for ordinary people to learn it by themselves. If this person was not Shiyu, Shikamaru would have once suspected that the latter had learned it by stealth. The reason why the capital was not so surprised was because he did not know this shadow secret technique. Is the family ninjutsu of the open black lens bracket Nara clan close black lens bracket. So you kid can do this kind of ninjutsu. The corner between the words, the doubts in Do's heart were also answered. He originally thought that Shikamaru controlled him and Hidan at the same time. Why I praised Shikamaru before. Because Shikamaru can restrain both of them at the same time, Shikamaru's strength must have improved a lot in the past few days. This is also the reason why Do was surprised at the meeting. After all, it was a bit reluctant for Shikamaru to control Hidan alone 6 days ago. With the corner, after all these words fell, Kakashi and others all understood. Their eyes were locked on Shiyu's body, to be precise, the shadow that stretched out from under Shiyu's feet. They are no strangers to this ninjutsu. At this moment, everyone looked extremely shocked. They obviously didn't expect Shiyu to even use the shadow secret technique of the Nara clan. They are all masters, and they all look surprised. Also therefore, they finally figured out the previous corner. Why did they stand still and bear Hidan's attack? It turned out that it was all because of Tokiyu. Originally, Shikamaru wanted Asuma to cooperate with him, and dealt a fatal blow when the horns were dodging Hidan's attack. But they all didn't expect that Ran would stand still, and this result disrupted their plans, which was the reason why Asuma was still standing there and never made a move. It's really true to the old saying, the plan can't keep up with the changes. However, they know that at this moment, they are not asking why Shiyu has shadow secret art. Time. Right now, the most important thing is to take down or kill this undead duo. At this moment, Yamato suddenly raised a doubt. Time Feather. Isn't that guy under control, so how did he perform ninjutsu just now? Yamato's voice fell, and before Tokiyu could answer, Shikamaru on the side spoke first. Senior, you may not know something. That guy also has a special ability, which is to make his arm free from the control of a black chakra line. Shikamaru and the others had a battle with the angle, so they know more about it. Shikamaru said it well. Shiyu agreed, and then his eyes turned to Kakashi. His smart eyes seemed to be communicating with the latter. Kakashi nodded, and before everyone knew what was going on, the former figure disappeared instantly. Shows that there is a certain tacit understanding between the two. Also possessing Sharingan, Kakashi naturally also sees the previous angle. It is a kind of Doden Earth-style ninjutsu to block Hidan's attack. And the 5 chakra attributes mutually generate and restrain each other, like Earth. The truth Kakashi naturally knows. Among the 8 people present at the moment, only he and Master Tokiha have open black lens bracket Raiden, Thunder-style close black lens bracket. At this moment, Shiyu is using the shadow imitation technique to control Zhao Du, so now it can only be done by him. Please download Filu. Chapter 410 Inches Thunder, overcomes, Earth. Copy the name of the ninja. The moment Kakashi disappeared, Tokiyu's voice sounded. Shikamaru, get it under control. Good. Shikamaru nodded, holding Hidan firmly in place. And after seeing Kakashi disappear, Kakato, Tu and Hidan's hearts are stunned. Because both of them are now restrained by the shadow imitation technique, and they break free for a while. However, Zhao, they don't seem to be too flustered. Because his master, secret art of resentment, is a man with 5 lives. Secondly, he also has hardening art, body protection, and it is difficult for any physical attack to hurt him. That's why he also reminded aloud. Hidan. Be careful, don't be decapitated again. Zhao, they are all people who are afraid of trouble. If Hidan's head is cut off again, he will be asked to help. However, as soon as his voice fell, he felt a coolness behind him. If he didn't know that Kakashi disappeared in place, he might not be able to determine who the faint breath was, but since he knew in advance, he naturally had a bottom line in his heart. What he didn't expect was that Kakashi's chosen target turned out to be him. It seems that he doesn't believe what I just said. At that moment, Zhao Du's eyes flashed with disdain. Because he believes that his hardening technique can be cracked by any ninja. Furthermore, he was now bound by Shiyu. If you want to break free, you can only do it with secret art of resentment. But he can't show this card yet, so he sees what tricks Kakashi can play. Other words, he didn't take Shiyu in his eyes. But the next second, he was dumbfounded. Because he saw with his own eyes a large hand pierced through his heart, and it was also stained with a piece of Yuhi's blood. Bang! Blood splattered and spilled. Die the void. There was still a trace of thunder and lightning raging at the wound, and it was obvious that Kakashi had used Reikiri just now. This scene was beyond everyone's expectations. Except Tokyo, because this is what he and Kakashi discussed, the eye contact between the two just now is about it. As expected of Kakashi-sensei. Naruto Road. Kakashi-senpai is amazing. Tai and Kamizuki Izumo exclaimed in unison. Shikamaru, Asuma, and Yamato 3 were no exception, and after a bit of surprise, they all looked happy. Besides them, even Hidan couldn't help exclaiming at this moment. Ah! That big mouth seemed to be able to bask in a pebble the size of a fist, showing the shock in his heart at the moment. He and Zhao have teamed up for so long, and this is the first time he has seen the latter injured. Be precise, it was Zhao. Du's hardening technique was broken. Just as everyone was shocked. Zhao Du's voice also sounded slowly, and the tone was full of wonder. How come? You actually broke my ninjutsu. Kakashi didn't hide the question from Kaku, too. Your hardening technique should be the nature transformation of Doden Earth style in terms of the hand seal method. You can see my hand seal clearly. Also, you can be so strong, Raiden, Thunder style ninjutsu. At this point, Zhao all suddenly paused. He seemed to have thought of something, and there was a look of astonishment in his eyes. I see, you're the one from Konoha. Copy ninja. After guessing his identity, Kakashi didn't respond, but let out a cold voice. Lightning overcomes soil. You are finished. Chapter 411-Dead and Resurrected. Another, immortal body. With a slight sound, Kakashi's arm suddenly came out of Kaku-chu's body. For a while, blood spattered again. Because of the thunder attribute chakra package in his hand, Kakashi's arm was only stained with a little blood. But it didn't dye the whole arm to Yuhi. Obviously, it was cut off by the raging thunder and lightning. Boom! Horn! They were pushed to the ground by Kakashi, and then his eyes fell on Hidan, who was on the side. Next, it's your turn. Hidan, who heard the words, was not flustered at all. On the contrary, there was a sense of schadenfreude in his tone. Being pierced through the heart with a single blow is really ruthless. However, let me say, please don't fall down suddenly like this, okay? Hearing this, everyone was confused. This corner, they have already died at the hands of Kakashi, but why is the former still so calm? Could this be the heartless Akatsuki organization? Why does Hidan say such words? Obviously, he is not interested in the corner. There is a certain awareness of Du's abilities. After all, I have been teaming up with Kaku, both for so long. This is like Kaku. I know Akatsuki is beyond his abilities, which is why they call themselves the Undead Duo. The reason. But the secrets about the capabilities of the two sides will naturally not be revealed by the two. This is why the previous angle, both are learning about Hidan's immortal body. The reason for his astonishment when it comes to secrets. Besides him, there was another one at the scene. If he only knew Akatsuki's ability, then you knew the latter's secret skills. Kakashi was puzzled, but he didn't have the slightest chance to kill Hidan now that Shikamaru's shadow mimicry had controlled him. As long as he chops off the latter's head now, it will be over. Think about this. Kakashi's figure is. He rushed out suddenly and approached Hidan in front of him. However, just as Kakashi's figure passed the angle where he fell to the ground, the angle that was supposed to be dead suddenly turned over. Immediately after, Shikamaru and the others gave Kakashi a kick under the astonished eyes, and the unpredictable attack was naturally impossible to guard against. Touch. No accident, Kakashi was kicked and flew away. Seeing that Kakashi was about to hit the boulder behind him, but at this critical moment, a figure appeared behind Kakashi. One hand pressed against the former's back, and finally allowed him to stabilize his body. And it was none other than Tokyo. Kakashi-sensei, are you all right? It's all right. Kakashi responded with a word of thanks, and his eyes were fixed on the resurrection angle. What's the matter? I've clearly hit his vitals. Kakashi looked puzzled between the words, but at this moment, he was not the only one who showed such a body. Shikamaru, Naruto, Asuma and others have been doing this all the way, and they are also full of disbelief. At this moment, they began to understand why the two were called Undead Duo. Just as Shikamaru and the others were startled, Hidan's cold voice sounded slowly. Okay, it's time to make a break. Indeed. Jiao, they all responded, and immediately took off the black Yuhi cloud robe on the body. Immediately after, a hideous body caught everyone's eyes, extremely terrifying. His body is full of stitching marks, and there are 444 masks of different shapes behind him, which is daunting. No doubt that this is caused by the practice of secret art of resentment. Chapter 412 _ Puppet Monster. Futon, Wind Style, Crush. But what is puzzling is that one of the 444 masks behind the corner is already broken. Although everyone knew that it was caused by Kakashi's previous penetration of the heart, they didn't know what it meant. Woo-oh-oh. With the wailing of Jiao, the 444 masks behind it began to squirm. Next second, 444 masks came out unexpectedly. Under the astonished eyes of everyone, each mask carried countless black lines on its body. Densely packed and extremely treacherous. Seeing this scene, Naruto directly sent out a series of doubts. What is that? Why isn't that guy dead? Also, what is the black thing on the mask? Who knows? Shikamaru responded, and then said, after playing against them, I have become not so surprised. Hidan's head was separated, the scene in front of him couldn't really shock him too much. At the same time, Shikamaru's shadow imitation technique is also a sign that Hidan has regained his mobility. It is because of this that Hidan starts to move around again. Lord Evil God, please take a look. I'll take out their intestines later and let them see what the wrath of the heretic god is. Ha 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 ha. The 444 masked black chakra aggregates that broke out from the corners of the body began to roar, and the powerful power that radiated made people tremble. Woo-oh-oh-oh-oh. Seeing this, Asuma gave a light drink. Everyone, be careful. However, just as Asuma's voice fell, the strange scene happened again. Mask Puppet, who was still aggressive the second before. The next second is directly wilted. Woo. After letting out a low whine, it fell directly from the sky and turned into a pool of black mud. But as to why, everyone in the room couldn't think of a reason why they came. Unlike the other three masks, this mask puppet, the one pierced by Kakashi earlier. Among the people present, if anyone knew Akatsuki's words. Aside from Kokaku, of course, there are only Hidan and Tokyo. Of course, Hidan only knows a thing or two, that's all. Hey, did you make a mistake? One died just after coming out, it's really useless. That's why after seeing this scene, Hidan still vomits so badly. For Hidan's complaints, Jiao seems to be used to it. Hidan, you stand back. Leave this to me. Hearing this, Hidan was instantly unhappy. Wait. I didn't even have a chance to fight back just now, and it's annoying me to death. Now that I have finally recovered my mobility, I won't watch the battle. It's still the same as before. Hidan, who had finished speaking, attacked Tokyo and Kakashi directly. Seeing Hidan's sudden attack, Shikamaru and the others immediately entered a state of battle. Their eyes are fixed on the corner, both in the three mask puppets behind it. And is always ready to help Tokyo and Kakashi. But the next second, an unexpected scene appeared again. I saw the corner, both control one of the mask puppets. Launched an area-wide ninjutsu attack, open black lens bracket futon, wind style crushing close black lens bracket. Mask puppet. A high-pressure wind ball is released from the mouth, sweeping away all objects. The resulting Uzumaki storm will cause a large area of terrain to burst, causing huge damage to the target and its surroundings. But Shikamaru and Naruto were not surprised by the mask puppet. The ninjutsu released at this moment, but the first hit of this ninjutsu was not Tokiha and Kakashi, but his own companion, Hidan. This way of fighting, they are undoubtedly the first to meet. Chapter 413 Raiden, Thunder Style, False Darkness. Mokuden, Wood Style, Wood Locking Wall. Seeing that the strong wind was about to obliterate Tokiha and Kakashi, Naruto shouted, "Tokiha, Kakashi-sensei. Be careful." Although he knew that Shiyu was very strong, the kind that was boundless. But his worries at the moment were out of instinct, subconsciously shouting out without thinking through the brain. Susu. Bang, 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 boom. The sound of wind, crash, and crackling sounded constantly, filling the eardrums of everyone. After these kinds of voices slowly dissipated, Tokiyu, Kakashi and Hidan 3 had already been drowned in the smoke. Seeing this, Naruto and Yamato didn't have much worry on their faces, because they know that with Shiyu's sky-defying strength, there shouldn't be any danger in the face of this level of attack. After all, they saw Shiyu cast open black lens bracket Susanoo close black lens bracket with their own eyes. The two of them weren't very worried, but Shikamaru and Asuma were all worried. The trick just now, futon wind style crushing, is extremely powerful, and this ninjutsu at least reaches the level of. If level ninjutsu can seriously injure an enemy of equal strength, then level ninjutsu may kill the opponent. Shikamaru and the others are worried at this moment. However, before the monstrous smoke and dust have dissipated, the corners are attacking again. However, this time his target is not Tokiyu and Kakashi. Instead, it was aimed at Naruto and Shikamaru, etc. In his opinion, Tokiyu and Kakashi were hit with their harm. Even if you don't die, you have to get hurt. Besides, Hidan is keeping the two of them in check. As soon as he thinks about it, his goal is naturally Asuma and the others. No unnecessary nonsense. I saw that he manipulated another mask puppet. Rush. To Shikamaru et al. Then there is a powerful level ninjutsu, Raiden Thunder Style, False Darkness. The mask puppet monster released an irregular sharp, thunder spear. Swept the lightning from near to far. That can penetrate even a rigid rock, and is a kind of Raiden Thunder Style ninjutsu with extremely high lethality. Right in but right there, the Great Gun of Thunder. When they were about to hit Naruto and Shikamaru, a figure suddenly appeared in front of them. Bang! With a muffled explosion, the Big Spear of Thunder. It was directly blocked by force. Moreover, they could clearly hear the raging sound of the thunder. Not only that, but they also saw a black smoke rising up. Taking a closer look, they also knew the reason. It turned out that the wood was scorched by strong lightning. No doubt, it was Yamato who blocked the lower corner. It was Yamato. However, the Mokuden wood style wood locking wall was the Big Spear of Thunder, condensed by chakra. Punched a hole in the hole. Open black lens bracket wood locking wall close black lens bracket as a kind of defensive ninjutsu. A row of wooden Jinchuriki column is bent from the ground to form an arch to protect oneself or others. Seen that this open black lens bracket Raiden Thunder Style False Darkness close black lens bracket is powerful. If Captain Yamato hadn't made a timely move, Asuma on the side would have been ready to face this move head-on. However, Asuma is good at ninjutsu, which are both offensive. If he forcibly picks up, he will most likely be injured. If Yamato is not present, even if he knows he will be injured, he will choose to resist. Because the speed of open black lens bracket Raiden Thunder Style close black lens bracket is extremely fast, Shikamaru and Naruto may not be able to react at that moment. One accident, either serious injury or death. Of course, he does not want to see this result. Chapter 414_Weird Ice Hockey. Ice Shield is back. Boom. With that, Thunder Big Gun. The remaining thunder raged, and the defensive buttress made of wood shattered. Obviously, it was caused by the inability to withstand a powerful attack. Shikamaru and others didn't know that it didn't break, but Yamato used a 3-layered buttress. In other words, the reason why Yamato was able to block the corner, choose Raiden Thunder style, false darkness just now was because he used the triple wood locking wall. Seen from this that the gap between ninjutsu and ninjutsu. Ninjutsu is one level apart, and its power cannot be said at the same time. For example, open black lens bracket Rasengan close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket Chidori close black lens bracket upgraded open black lens bracket Rasenshuriken close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket Kirin close black lens bracket. The power between the two is not at the same level at all. Yamato deserves to be a battle-hardened elite Jonin, and at that moment he made a reasonable judgment. Otherwise, he is at least seriously injured at the moment. If it penetrates, it is very likely to be life-threatening. Therefore, a ninja's combat experience is very important. Some powerful ninjas are sometimes defeated by ninjas weaker than themselves because of their arrogance. This is also a common thing in the ninja world. Seeing this, Naruto was the first to ask. "Captain Yamato, are you alright?" "It's alright." Yamato responded, and then said, "I don't know what happened to Tokiyu and Kakashi-senpai." Voice fell, and Yamato and the others' eyes immediately sweeping towards the place shrouded in smoke before. At this moment, all the smoke and dust in the sky have dissipated, and what comes into sight is a messy area. There are broken wood and debris everywhere, and there are countless deep pits and cracks. Seen that the futon wind style oppression is powerful. At this moment, there is only one figure in the eyes of Shikamaru and the others. He is Hidan. At this time, the clothes on the latter's body are a little broken, and there is a little blood on it, which is obviously caused by the ninjutsu of the horn, too. But because he has immortality, so it doesn't matter to him at all. Because of this, Shikamaru finally understood. Way of fighting. Of your teammates to not die, and you can be reckless when attacking. Don't worry about the danger to your teammates' lives. In this way, they don't have to tie their feet when they fight. Although they didn't see Kakashi's figure, but there was another thing besides Hidan in that messy area. A sphere of ice crystals. At this moment, everyone's eyes are focused on this ice sphere, even Hidan and Angle are no exception. If say-in. Does anyone know this? Ice hockey. It is something, I am afraid it is only the guy Naruto. A little surprise, everyone had the same guess in their hearts. Are Tokiyu and Kakashi in that ice hockey? People's guesses are not groundless, but grounded. Previously, Tokiha, Kakashi and Hidan were annihilated by the powerful futon wind-style ninjutsu together. At this time, there was no other figure besides the injured Hidan. Jiao, futon wind-style crushing, although it is strong, it is not enough to roll the two of them out of sight. After all, this is an incomparably dense jungle. With so many obstacles, no matter how strong the wind is, it is impossible for the two of them to be blown away. The intact big tree at the back is the best proof. As for the possibility of twisting Shiyu and Kakashi to pieces, there is no possibility that this level of open black lens bracket futon wind-style close black lens bracket can do it. Even the futon wind-style of level may not be possible. If you want to cut an intact person into an existence invisible to the naked eye, that kind of futon wind-style is undoubtedly beyond the level of level. Is in. So, there is only one last possibility left. Moment and Kakashi should be in the hockey puck in front of them, but this is also where everyone is puzzled. Because I want to create such a big ice hockey out of thin air in a place like this. There is only one possibility. That is, ice shield. Only this kind of blood stain limit can use Chakra's nature transformation to create such an ice ball. But who is the master of this kind of ice shield? Only one person can be 100% sure, and he is Naruto. Only he has seen Shiyu cast ice shield with his own eyes. Shikamaru and Asuma are not stupid, they naturally think Shiyu has the highest possibility. As far as they know, no master in Kakashi has this kind of blood-stain boundary. Of course, the possibility of Kakashi becoming a master in recent years cannot be ruled out. However, this possibility is very slim. As for Hidan and Angle, they can be completely ruled out. They want Tokiha and Kakashi, and naturally they can't protect them. Apart from that, there is one last possibility left. Did they come to help at the critical moment just now? A helper they may not know. After all, none of the 20 teams they set off on this trip has a master who has the blood-stain ice shield. After some speculation, Shikamaru also asked, Naruto, was that ice hockey made by Tokyo? The reason why Shikamaru asked Naruto was apparently because the latter and Tokyo were members of the same team. Except for him, no one knows Shiyu better than him. Feilu reminds you, 3 things to study. Chapter 415-Ice Prison Technique. Kaden, Fire Style, Fire Hard. Naruto, was that ice hockey made by Tokyo? Shikamaru's words, Asuma and the others couldn't help but look at Naruto. Seeing this, Naruto answered truthfully. You can't go wrong, it's definitely Shiyu. Naruto's tone was incomparably sure. After all, he had seen Shiyu perform this ice prison technique with his own eyes. After getting Naruto's confirmation, everyone's hearts were also shocked. They didn't think that besides open black lens bracket Jiden, magnet style close black lens bracket, Shiyu actually has a second kind of master open black lens bracket blood stain limit close black lens bracket. 2 blood stain limits surprised them so much. If Shiyu showed more of them, wouldn't they be dumbfounded? If you let them know about the ninjutsu blood-stained limits that Master Tokyo possesses, it is estimated that it will subvert their understanding of this world. Just as everyone was shocked, the ice ball in the messy place began to slowly melt away. Next second, 2 figures appeared in everyone's field of vision. It was Tokyo and Kakashi. This scene makes Naruto's words finally confirmed. The truth is in front of us, so Hidan and the Angle can only believe this indisputable fact. At this moment, the same words resounded in their hearts. I didn't expect that 2 people in this group have blood stain limit. Needless to say, they were referring to Tokyo and Yamato. As long as you are a ninja, you know how rare blood-stained boundary is. Either you are born lucky, and you have voted for a good family, a family that has the inheritance of blood-stained boundary. Or you can only rely on your own talent and learn it through practice. Or transplant someone else's blood stain limit. However, the success of this method is minimal. Moreover, even if the transplant is successful, it will not be used perfectly. Other than that, there is no other way. This is why some forbearances have reached cage level, even beyond cage level, but they have never been able to have the reason for the bloodstain boundary. Innate talent is something that is born. This is the same reason that many ninjas cannot perceive natural energy. Each ninja has his own talent field that he is good at. Bloodstain boundary, it's not that they have never seen the owner, but so far they have never exceeded the number of hands. But today they met 2 at once, no wonder they were so surprised. At this moment, Shikamaru and the others were surprised and delighted at the same time. You and Kakashi are fine, this is undoubtedly the best news. Zhao, both stared at Tokyo and Kakashi for a while, and then the indifferent voice sounded again. You are the first one who didn't get killed by this trick of mine. I just don't know if you can stop the next move. Voice fell, and the corner, there is no unnecessary nonsense. I saw that the Indian style of his hands changed rapidly, and then the third, mask puppet. Suddenly it flew out from behind him. Open black lens bracket Kaden, fire style, fire hard close black lens bracket. With corner, both shouted, mask puppet. From his mouth released a large piece of flaming fireworks like seawater. The temperature is so high that it seems to turn everything in front of you into ashes. Seeing this, Kakashi and others are extremely moved. Because of the addition of the current open black lens bracket Kaden, fire style, close black lens bracket, Zhao has already performed 4 different open black lens bracket escape techniques close black lens bracket. Moreover, every move has reached the strength of class. Although Kakashi is a full attribute person, he only has lightning attribute to cultivate to the level of Grandmaster. Kei-Jiao, all the 4 evasion techniques have been cultivated to such a degree. Although it is slightly inferior to his Raiden Thunder style, it still can't get there. Shows the horror of the latter. At this moment, they deeply understand Jiao, Do of power. The only one who was not moved by this move was only 2 people, one was Hidan. As a companion, his face is only playful. As for the other, that is, Shiyu. This Kaden fire style, fire hard, is indeed very strong in the eyes of others, but in Shiyu's eyes it is nothing more than that. Thinking of this, Shiyu already had a decision in his heart. Well, let's see who our fire is more fierce. Chapter 416 Kaden, Fire Style, Showdown. Strong Crush. The face of this monstrous flame, Asuma and others are all ready to avoid the edge for a while. In their perception, there should be no one's Suiten, Water Style, among the 8 of them that can resist this level of Kaden, Fire Style. As for Shiyu's Ice Shield, they didn't know to what extent the latter had cultivated this blood-stain boundary. If it is not strong enough, it must be melted against such high temperature. As for Kakashi's Suiten, Water Style, it may be able to protect 1 or 2 people, but it will definitely not be able to protect 8 people. As for Yamato's Mokuten, Wood Style, it was defeated by Kaden, Fire Style, so it is not good for defense. Everyone was thinking of avoiding, but only 2 was standing still. Seeing this, Shikamaru also gave a light drink. Shiyu, run away. Don't worry, this level of Kaden, Fire Style, can't hurt me. Voice fell, and a low roar suddenly sounded in Shiyu's heart. Open black lens bracket Kaden, Fire Style, Majestic Destroyer Flame, Great Fire Annihilation close black lens bracket. As Shiyu showed this book, everyone was dumbfounded. If we say that Kudo's fire hardship is like the ocean, then use Majestic Destroyer Flame, Great Fire Annihilation as a vast ocean. The flames released by the 2 are not even 1 level apart. Although open black lens bracket Majestic Destroyer Flame, Great Fire Annihilation close black lens bracket is only open black lens bracket level close black lens bracket ninjutsu, it is infinitely close to open black lens bracket level close black lens bracket in the hands of Tokiyu. But no matter how strong you are, the strength of ninjutsu itself is limited. This Majestic Destroyer Flame, Great Fire Annihilation, can be mentioned by Tokiyu. This level is already the limit. If you want to improve, you must make changes. No surprises. The Sea of Fire released by Shiyu not only resisted the angle's fire hard but also pushed it back. At this moment, the 2 kinds of ninjutsu seem to have merged. Although the strength of ninjutsu is reduced due to mutual cancellation, the residual power is still there. Moreover, the temperature is even more terrifying. After all, the open black lens bracket Majestic Destroyer Flame, Great Fire Annihilation close black lens bracket at this time devoured open black lens bracket Fire Hardship close black lens bracket. Seeing this scene, everyone is. They saw Shiyu's posture before, and they knew that Shiyu was probably trying to block the lower corner, Do's move. At the moment when Shiyu spewed out flames, they were all stunned. Because what they never imagined was that Shiyu was using neither the Ice Shield nor the Suiten Water Style that was compatible with it. It's the same open black lens bracket Kaden, Fire Style close black lens bracket. As we all know, the chakras of the 5 attributes are mutually reinforcing. Asuma is good at open black lens bracket Kaden, Fire Style close black lens bracket and open black lens bracket Futon, Wind Style close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket Kaden, Fire Style, close black lens bracket is stalemate with it. Open black lens bracket Futon, Wind Style close black lens bracket is against it. Asuma's Kaden, Fire Style, is general, and the application of Futon, Wind Style, is only in the ultimate application of nature transformation. Because he does not have a high-level Futon, Wind Style, of Master, once he casts a low-level Futon, Wind Style. As a result, not only could the flame not be blown away, but it would also burn more vigorously. Why he decided to avoid the idea. Not only him, but also Kakashi and Yamato's ideas are almost the same. The two of them knew that they could not protect everyone, and it was undoubtedly the best choice to avoid the edge for a while. At such a critical time, of course, you can't be brave. As elite Jonin, they will definitely not be stupid enough to use their weaknesses to confront others' strengths. What they didn't expect was that Shiyu's Kaden fire style was so powerful. Just after a short stalemate, it completely annihilated and swallowed Zhao Du's fire hardship. When Kakashi and Tokiha rescued Gaara together, they met Itachi, who turned the body of an elephant. I have seen Shiyu cast open black lens bracket Kaden fire style fierce dragon flame jutsu close black lens bracket. But that ninjutsu is far less powerful than before. Therefore, Kakashi didn't know that Tokyo Master has such a powerful open black lens bracket Kaden fire style close black lens bracket. The most shocking at this moment is not Kasase, Shikamaru and others, because they all know more or less about Shiyu's evildoer. But Hidan and Kokaku really don't know anything about Tokyo. Because they know Tokyo's strength open black lens bracket Sasori close black lens bracket is dead. As for Oni and Itachi, although they know Tokyo is extraordinary, but Hidan and Kokaku don't have the chance to remind them just now. After the two sealed two tails and third tails, they left impatiently after a reminder from Dorada. In this regard, the Ghost Shark and Itachi are also too lazy to talk much. Anyway, you will know when you meet. There are 3 things to study. Chapter 417 _ The man who makes the undead duo jealous. Logically, Shiyu can use open black lens bracket Sweden water style close black lens bracket. For example, the same as open black lens bracket close black lens bracket open black lens bracket great waterfall technique close black lens bracket. This open black lens bracket Sweden water style close black lens bracket can easily restrain the angle. Do's open black lens bracket fire hard close black lens bracket. But Shiyu chose the most difficult Kaden fire style, the purpose of which is to defeat the opponent's ninjutsu. Zhao, he is proud of himself, and he wants to kill people. At this moment, the situation changes instantly. That originally filled the sky was now reversed and swept towards Hidan and Zhao Du. Seeing this, the two didn't have time to be shocked. That's why, Hidan also hurriedly reminded Zhao Du, use open black lens bracket Sweden water style close black lens bracket. Although Hidan does not know the secret of the ability, he has a certain understanding of the latter's ability. 5 lives, Master, S5 attributes of ninjutsu. Such a large area of fire, they definitely can't escape. Although they are immortal. But Hidan doesn't want to get burnt extensively because of this. Although he will not die, it is undoubtedly very painful. As for Zhao Du, if one is unlucky, the remaining 4 lives may be ruined. However, for Hidan's reminder, Zhao Du has a solemn expression on his face. In fact, you can use Sweden water style water curtain to resist, but the problem. The mask puppet monster, with water attribute chakra, is dead. Kakashi killed earlier. You think I don't want to? Hearing the corner Du's answer, Hidan was stunned for a moment. Immediately after, he seemed to have thought of something, and his eyes couldn't help but glanced at the broken mask puppet monster on the ground. Fuck, such a bad luck. Hidan can guess Zhao Du at once, not because he is smart, but because Zhao Du has used 4 different escape techniques in the previous battle, but there is no Sweden water style. To this. As long as you're not a fool, you can guess it in an instant. Just when Hidan managed to take the heat, I saw the corner, a cold light flashed across his eyes. Immediately, his hand was printed again, and a low voice came from his throat. Open black lens bracket Doden, Earth style, rampart of flowing soil close black lens bracket. This move Shiyu used to help Naruto practice, belongs to the ninjutsu at the peak of class. And open black lens bracket Doden, Earth style close black lens bracket as the horn. The ability of the body, he previously blocked Hidan's hardening technique. As open black lens bracket Doden, Earth style 2 cow close black lens bracket. Open black lens bracket close black lens bracket ninjutsu, this ability. Let the body be like a diamond. A highly versatile technique that uses the chakra that flows throughout the body to harden the skin, increase the defense power to the limit, and increase the destructive power of meat bullet attacks. While defending, it can convert defense power into attack power, causing damage to the opponent as well. Of course, Pervert's ninjutsu naturally has 2 weaknesses. First, that is, hardening. The inconvenience of movement. Second, the fear of Raiden thunder style ninjutsu that can restrain it. Boom, boom, boom. No accident, the bombardment of the swept-up flames shot up from the ground. On the earth wall. After a stalemate, the earth wall first turned from yellow to black. Then it began to collapse slowly, and the sea of fire with a trace of lingering power moved forward again. But it is also the end of the shot. After all, I have broken through a level ninjutsu in a row. 100-meter long stone wall. All collapsed, but only one did not. Because in that stone wall, standing behind 2 people, there are 3 shadows with masks. Needless to say, they are exactly Hidan, Duen, mask puppet. Stone wall. The reason why it has been able to persist until now is undoubtedly that the chakras of the corners of the capital are spread from this. Therefore, the chakra at this point is the most concentrated. Therefore, this place is naturally difficult to be washed away. After persisting for a few seconds again, the flame of the open black lens bracket majestic destroyer flame, great fire annihilation close black lens bracket finally stopped raging and finally subsided. In this regard, Hidan and were also heavily relieved. This move was finally blocked by them. With the removal of the angle of chakra installation, this stone wall, it was finally overwhelmed and collapsed. Boom. Immediately afterwards, the voices of the 2 appeared in the eyes of Shiyu and the others. At this moment, it was Hidan and Kwang's turn to be surprised and solemn. Kakashi, Asuma, Yamato 3, they can still handle it, but Tokyo who suddenly showed his strength makes them extremely afraid. If the previous open black lens bracket ice shield close black lens bracket just shocked them, this time open black lens bracket majestic destroyer flame, great fire annihilation close black lens bracket has already made them feel the pressure. They never imagined that a 15 or 16-year-old boy would have such ability. There is no doubt that Shiyu has become an undead duo. Man, maybe Tokyo is not the first, but it will definitely be the last. Because, Hidan and Zhao are already on Tokyo's must-have list. Chapter 418 _ another spell. Mystery. Forbidden technique. Between Hidan and the angle of surprise, Naruto asked what Shikamaru and the others were saying. It's weird. Kakashi-sensei's Reikiri just now clearly hit the point of that guy. Why didn't he die? Hearing this, Kakashi also responded. I did run through his heart, and it stands to reason that he should have died long ago. However, according to the current situation, the one I killed earlier should have been one of the mask puppets hidden in that guy's body, and the latter died instead of him. Hearing Kakashi's analysis, Shikamaru agreed. As you say, including the main body, that guy has a total of 555 hearts. In other words, he has 5 lives. After Shikamaru's words fell, everyone looked surprised. No way, this kind of thing is too unbelievable. If they hadn't seen it with their own eyes, they would definitely not believe that there are people in the world who can have 555 hearts at the same time. If Shiyu hadn't known the secret long ago, he would obviously be as shocked as they were. Hearing Kakashi and Shikamaru's words, everyone suddenly realized. So to speak. If you want to hit him, you must destroy the remaining 4 hearts. As Asuma's voice fell, and waiting for Shikamaru and others to respond, the opposite corner, all spoke first. It was discovered by you. These different hearts are all snatched from the ninjas I fought against, and can be replenished at any time. Zhao, there is a deep meaning in Du's words. He has a broken heart now. The implication is to use the time. Any one of Yubazong's hearts can be replenished, allowing him to regain 5 lives. Hey, don't underestimate our undead combination. At this moment, Hidan did not forget to sneer proudly. After hearing Kokaku, Chu's self-destruction, Kakashi, Shikamaru and others finally understood the secrets of Kokaku, Chu's abilities. Transplanting someone else's heart into one's own body is equivalent to disguised appropriation of the source of chakra that resides in the meridian system of the heart for one's own use. This is why Zhao Du can master a variety of chakras, nature transformation, and each escape technique has high attainments. Time Feather. That, the guy with the scythe has a mortal body because he was hit with the immortal curse, so what kind of spell did this guy with 5 hearts hit? In Naruto's view, there is not much difference in the nature of the two. Therefore, he thought that Zhao Du may also have been hit by some strange spell. Hidan's secret earlier, Naruto thinks Tokiyu might also know the secret of Kaku, too. After all, Shiyu is omnipotent in Naruto's eyes. This is understandable. Made Tokiha never let Naruto down so far. And Naruto's casual question made Shikamaru, Kakashi and others a little curious about it. However, they didn't pin their hopes on it. Although Shiyu is a genius and is also quite intelligent, this kind of thing is obviously not related to talent and IQ. However, Shiyu's answer made them all startled, even Hidan and Angle were no exception. That guy wasn't hit by any spell, the reason why he can have 5 hearts is because he practiced a secret technique. Accurately speaking, it is a forbidden technique. Chapter 419-Taki Hidden Village. Kakuzu's secret. That guy wasn't hit by any spell, the reason why he can have 5 hearts is because he practiced a secret technique. Accurately speaking, it is a forbidden technique. Hearing Shiyu's words, everyone's expressions were startled. The always impatient Naruto was the first to ask, Shiyu, what exactly is the secret technique? Looking at the ninja forehead on the guy's head, we can tell that he is a ninja of Taki country, Taki Hidden Village. Oh no, it should be said that he used to be. Now he's just a missing nin. Hearing Shiyu's words, Shikamaru asked, Shikamaru, do you mean that this secret technique of his originates from Taki Hidden Village? Nice. Answer fell, and Hidan and Kakuro, who had intended to attack again, suddenly stopped moving. Obviously, they all want to know if Shiyu is bragging. Especially Zhao Du. This secret art of resentment is one of the forbidden techniques that belong to their Taki Hidden Village master. If not for Taki Hidden Village, it is impossible for ordinary people to know Akatsuki. In the eyes of everyone's expectations, Shiyu's voice sounded again. This secret technique is called Earth Resentment, and it is one of the forbidden techniques of the master of Taki Hidden Village. Open black lens bracket ground resentment close black lens bracket. Kakashi, Asuma, and others were all surprised. Apparently, they had never heard of this forbidden technique. As the elite Jonin, they have gone through countless tasks. They have also performed tasks in this Taki country, but they are completely ignorant of this forbidden technique. But in fact, I can't blame them. Because of this forbidden technique, it has been disappearing in Taki Hidden Village for decades, and it can be said that it is a lost secret technique in Taki Hidden Village. Sengoku Era. Corner. As the elite of the Taki Ninja Village, they accepted the mission sent by the high-level officials to assassinate Hokage. After sneaking into the territory of Fire Country, Kakuzu started a battle with the original Hokage Hashirama, and finally lost. Under Hashirama's Mokuden wood-style secret technique, he was in danger of losing his life and could only escape and return to the village. However, what awaited him was the heavy punishment for failing the mission. Betting his life for the village, he was cruelly treated. Zhao Do escaped from prison with a very strong hatred and took away the secret technique that was regarded as a treasure by the village. He used this secret technique to steal the hearts of all the high-ranking people in the village. This secret technique is the horn, the blood vessel tentacles used by all, open black lens bracket earth resentment close black lens bracket. In the first ninja war, horns, have witnessed, silver horns, with their own eyes. Killed by the second generation Hokage, golden horn. The process of tail beastization broke out. After a long time, all received an invitation from open black lens bracket heavenly path pain close black lens bracket and joined open black lens bracket Akatsuki close black lens bracket as one of them, responsible for, Akatsuki. Chief Financial Officer. However, the ninjas who went on the mission with were all killed by him, until he met Hidan, who could never be killed. The Undying Duo. Thus was born. Now his actual age is 91 years old, and before his bodily functions are about to stop, he will go to grab the heart of others and use it for himself, so he can escape from the chaotic, Sengoku period. Live to this day. With the earth resentment. 3 words came out of Tokiyu's mouth, and Shikamaru, Kakashi, and the others all had puzzled expressions on their faces. Only Corner, all alone, with surprised eyes. Light. He never thought that Shiyu would actually know about this. He had to know that he killed all the high-level people who knew about it. This is why Taki Hidden Village is unknown and there are no rumors about secret magic land resentment. But today, this secret technique was spit out from Tokiyu's mouth. He couldn't be surprised that Tokiyu, who is just a genin of Kimura Hidden Village, how could he know their secret technique of Taki Hidden Village? Moreover, this is a secret that is buried forever. Chapter 420-Big News. The man who assassinated the first generation. Earth resentment. Kakashi, Shikamaru and the others were also shocked, and they hadn't had time to ask how Shiyu knew about this secret technique. The opposite corner, they were the first to speak. Little devil, how did you know about this secret technique? The corner between the words, they were all incomparable astonishment. He knew that the relevant personnel at this time would be killed. How can you still know this secret technique now? If Tokiyu is a member of the older generation of their Taki Hidden Village members, but the latter is not their Taki Hidden Village ninja, but also a young outrageous. The superposition of many factors made him very curious. Hearing Kokaku, they all expressed their doubts and others, and Kakashi, Shikamaru and others stopped talking nonsense. Looking at Shiyu seriously, waiting for the latter's answer. To this, Shiyu said slowly. About 60 years ago. At that time, because our Konoha's first Hokage was so good, it can be said to be the existence of the entire ninja world. That's why. There are many shinobi villages who sent people to assassinate them secretly, and the Taki Hidden Village you are in is one of them. Kakashi and Asuma have heard about Tokiyu's information. Because the era when they became ninjas was really in the Fourth Ninja War. Therefore, some relevant information is still known. Those shinobi villages once sent people to assassinate first generation, second generation, 3 generations, and so on. This way, they can better know which shinobi villages are potential enemies, and can better guard against them during the execution of the mission. But as to why, he has no way of knowing. Although these things are no secret, Kakashi and Asuma are a little surprised. Because Shiyu is only 16 years old, he must have a lot of information to understand this. In-depth investigation. In today's stable, who cares about this kind of thing? However, Kakashi and the others are obviously not interested in this matter. What they care about is what it has to do with secret magical resentment. This, Kakashi also asked. Shiyu, does this have anything to do with the so-called secret technique you just said? Naturally there is. Shiyu responded with a sound, and then said, because that. The Takikakumura ninja who assassinated the first Hokage back then was him. When Shiyu said this, everyone was dumbfounded. No way. The news was so explosive, it was more explosive than anyone expected. They never thought of the horns in front of them. They were all the men who had assassinated the first Hokage. If what Shiyu said was true, then the current horns should be 80 or 90, 809 years old. Although it is said that the lifespan of human beings can reach this height, Zhao Du does not look like a person who is about to enter the age of 100. At this moment, everyone couldn't help but think of Tsunade. The latter is in her early 50s now, but she looks no different from a young lady in her 20s. Therefore, they doubted whether the corners were masters of similar secret arts. Even Hidan on the side couldn't help but glanced at the corner. He never thought that the latter would be so old. If anyone was most shocked at this moment, it would be Fei Zhao. It was all himself. He never thought that Shiyu would know about this matter, a past event that had been sealed in dust for decades. At this moment, Zhao all looked at Shiyu with a colder glow. Little devil, I didn't expect you to even know this. Some doubts about Shiyu's words, but with the words of Zhao Du, it was completely eliminated. They really didn't expect this message to be true.